Thank you for being the speaker for us. It has been amazing listening to you. I think I personally would want to get coached by you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what did you think about the overall summit so far?
I think it was fantastic because the kind of conversations that we were having, apart from being on the panel, my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I was getting from the panelists that we were discussing with. And I think after a while, I had completely tuned off because I was just so focused on what we were learning and how I can possibly implement that in the businesses that we run as well. I was like, yeah, this is so true. Need to tweak this, need to add that. So for me, it was a big learning, even being on stage. So I'm sure it was a huge learning for people in the audience.
You have shared a lot of insights with us, and it has been profound. What is that one aha moment for you while you were listening to the others speaking?
I think the most important thing is that how common the issues are with generation to generation to generation to generation. It's almost like you can feel that, oh, I went through this as well. Oh, I saw this happening as well. So I think the universality of this is something so powerful.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Is there anything that you'd like us to do differently in order to enhance the entire experience for the next time?
I don't think so. Maybe like having a discussion between the panelists, I think would be interesting. So apart from that, I think everything was perfect.
How did you like the overall summit?
I think it was a very powerful experience for me. As the older gen, one realizes that really people go through so many problems in the process of transforming their power, as it were. And I could feel that tangible feeling of insecurity, fear, conflicts, and vulnerability at the heart of everyone. And I felt that this is something which needs to be handled because if you are confident about the next gen, then one should not have this hesitation to hold back and not let go.
Great. Thank you so much.
And that's where I feel that the power of love should surpass the power of the power struggle.
I mean, these golden words are going to keep ringing in my ears for a long time to come. Anything that you feel that we could have done differently in order to enhance the entire experience of the session for the future?
I think for the future, maybe you can have group discussions as well. And those group discussions could bring in a lot of new inputs, which could get incorporated also in the work that you create at the end of it, maybe a journal or maybe some kind of a write up about the entire summit, because it was so powerful and you could share it with lots of business houses. It would be very valuable, I feel.
Thank you so much, Willy ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for being there with us today. And at least I have learned much more than what I could have thought that I would
think
get.
it was wonderful for us. It was a great learning and extremely an empowering feeling being part of this energy field.
I must first compliment you on your amazing voice.
Thank you.
I think this is one of the most soothing voices I've heard in a very long time.
Thank you.
So does this work with modification or is it natural?
I think it depends. My husband will disagree. He tells me, why don't I get this voice more? But I think it just depends in what I'm feeling. Like if it's coming from that space, I'm able to speak with that sensibility. But of course, if I'm upset and animated, it comes out more like that. Yeah.
But I think, with your voice, the message that you wanted to deliver has got etched in our mind completely.
I'm so grateful to hear you say that.
So thank you so much for sharing all these insights with us and, speaking your heart out. There was no pretense. There was nothing that was made up. It was all coming straight from the inside. So thank you so much for that. One more thing that I want to say thank you for is agreeing for being the speaker with us.
Oh, it's my biggest honor. I was so nervous. My team, I'm honored to be with them. Vikash and, of course, Ashish. They were so gracious. They were so patient with me feeling nervous, going back and forth. They were so understanding, and I feel so happy they chose me. You know, they thought that I could contribute to such a big space where there are people running businesses for decades and decades, you know. So I'm lucky and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. What did you feel about the entire summit so far?
I thought it was incredible in terms of feeling like you have other people who feel the same thing as you, meeting other younger entrepreneurs, second generation, because it is, as I said, even in the summit, that it's so tricky because our parents have really done their best and then some more. It's big shoes to fill, and it can be lonely, and you can't get it right, and you can't always get it right, and you have to keep learning. But to be around people who are acknowledging that and able to relate with you, I think that's so important, and this has been such a lovely event.
Awesome. What was that one aha moment for you while you heard the others speak?
I think it would have to have been from Dr. Tulsi Jayakumar. I think she brought up some really important insights in terms of the succession planning, because I think we do not think about that. And often we don't do that because, as one of the other speakers said, that it's because you believe that you don't know how well the other generation or the even if you try to give it professionally, if they're going to even have the same ownership, because I think that's a big challenge. But the fact that she's seen it, she mentors people, it gives me a lot of hope, because I think today being here without my dad, because he's not been able to be here, I think it was the first step of recognizing that you have to represent, and the show goes on, you know. But this is something you have to plan, and also the training, to be trained in the appropriate way to actually take this on and someday. Personally, for me, it's something I never thought about, because I feel like, oh, it's such a long way away, you know. But I think it's been a big learning to know about that.
Anything that we could have done differently in order to enhance the entire experience?
Not at all. It's been great. It's been so fun. It's been the right amount of serious and the right amount of fun. It's been great.
What did you feel about the entire summit today?
I feel it was quite enlightening, and it was unimaginably relatable. I did not expect that when I was coming for the summit, that it will be so relatable, because being in family-run businesses, you usually feel that these problems only pertains to you. But being part of such summit, you realize these are kind of common. Everyone going through the same kind of shit. So it was very relatable. I'll say that.
Okay, so while we understand, these are the same kind of things that we look at, but then, we are looking at it from different lenses. So is there anything that you felt is the aha moment for you while you were going through the entire session?
Yeah, surely. I would like to add, Mr. Shaurya Talwar, he added on something where he mentioned that, it's the behavioral practice. If you won't listen, I won't listen either. Which has to be changed. We as a team has to be whole. If you won't listen, I'll be a better listener. That acknowledgement is very, very significant. And it's very rare in family-run businesses. Generally, we tend to miss that because it's not acknowledged only. It's not needed. It's like a behavioral pattern that runs in the family, that all of us are arrogant, all of us are egoistic, all of us are very high standards. But whereas it has to be opposite. If you are egoistic, then I have to be very, very grounded. As a team, we have to really even it out. That's very significant. And the moment he spoke about it, I could totally recollect 10,000 things that has happened with me or happened with us in journal that we have done for the team. No, as a team, we have to develop this. Forget about what individual issues we are going through or anything. As a team, we have to work on that. So that was quite a moment.
So that's great. So balance is the key.
Totally.
Absolutely. So, what is that, one thing that you'd like to suggest that we could have done differently in order to enhance the entire experience of the summit?
Nothing in particular that I can relate. The summit was quite on point. It touched the right amount of issues, and it was fairly interactive, and it had people from all the generations, from all the age groups, from all the genders. It fairly covered everything that was supposed to be there.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Would you attend our future sessions?
100%.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
bunch. Have a lovely evening. How did you feel the choice of the topic, the session, the entire session, the summit overall?
Very wonderful. Subject was really good. And I think being part of running similar concept of organization, which is through generations, 4 generations, 3 generations actively working. So I think this particular subject, workforce for the workforce, was well suited and it was really interesting.
What were those 1 or 2 things that you felt were the aha moments of the session?
Absolutely stunning word was creating such an organization, running it with love. And that's something in family business, it's less said but more done. Love is one of the driving force. And especially if you're not going to corporatize your business, I think among the generation, if love is there and unity is there, and that's what will drive the company or the organization. So I have my own personal view about running a family business is it's the unity or it is the company. And according to me, the unity and the company both are as important and both go hand in hand. That's my viewpoint.
I can't disagree with Milan. Absolutely. I think the love management, and I was in fact talking to Dr. Willie and Adnish, and I think this is going to be now the new word, a new management philosophy of love management. So that's what is going to happen. Additionally, I think this time the format of having both the generations together and having very different perspective on the same issue, I think was very important, and it's very critical to see the same thing from 2 different eyes, and that gives you a lot of food for thought as a family business. So yeah, that's my take.
In family business, love and to your extended family, which is your strength of people and your seniors. I think in a family-run organization, that word is a good mantra, and that has to go beyond just about family. And I think love is a very good word, and if you really make it happen, I think all the egos dissolve by themselves, and which is very important for the success of the organization.
So, what is that one thing that you would suggest that we could have done differently in order to enhance the entire experience of the summit?
I think everything was done very well. I think we fell short of little time, and I think more participation could have been from the various different questions coming out from good people. They were among the audience also, and I think we could have educated ourselves a little more.
We would love to see you in our future sessions as well.
Absolutely. We'll be there. We are part of the team. And
Thank you
learning
so
together.
much.